Have you ever thought about how you describe yourself to yourself or to others? If someone were to ask you, who do you think you are? What do you think you might say? Well, stay tuned. I'll tell you what I've been saying. Hi, welcome to Moments with Mama Gem. This is where we get to discuss whatever's on my mind. So, your moment today is about the question, who do you think you are? I've grown up in a time where for years people talk about finding themselves, finding out who they are. And unfortunately, there were some scoffers to that question. And I don't know if they already knew who they were and expected all of us to know. But let me tell you a story. When I was in high school, and I had been in several schools I had 5 schools in 5 years, and I was brand new, and I was a sophomore and breaking in where all these relationships were already there. It was a small school, so there was a lot of people who were just tight-knit friends, and they had their groups. And I remember taking my ADHD self and trying so hard to fit in. And it did not go well. It did not go well at first. And I remember calling one of the classmates, and I'm like, and I've kind of been this way, not necessarily introspective, but like, tell me what do you think? What is it? What's going on? Anyway, and I remember her saying, just be yourself. Don't try and be someone else. And we've heard that before, but here's the issue. Growing up in a time where there's so many messages telling you who you should be, who you are, this is your label, this is what you do. And then having what wasn't even called ADHD at the time, it was called hyperactivity. I was diagnosed with child hyperactivity syndrome. That's what they called it back then. It's not better now, but not knowing that there are so many messages that we take in, 100 miles an hour, all the things. But there's also a piece of that is called rejection sensitive dysphoria, whereas you might be being rejected, but it's always way bigger than what you think. And then sometimes you're not being rejected at all, but you think you are. And so you kind of start to mold yourself to fit into certain spaces. And I love how Brene Brown says this. She says that fitting in is the opposite of belonging. So if I have to go somewhere and I have to fit in, it's not my place. I do not belong. And so this weekend at my lovely retreat in the other video, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about what it means to belong. It means to gather with other people and to just enjoy the connection with other people. And I found myself not following all of the prescribed standards of what I needed to do, but I was just myself. So when people came, rather than having an outline, I had people come and just hear stories and, enjoy some snacks and some coffee. And then at lunch, we had like a ridiculously yummy taco bar, and people who really do know me and know who I am when I'm figuring out who I am is that tacos are my love language. And so there's a few other things too. But just as a person who already doesn't fit in, and having that breakthrough of understanding that there are places you belong, and it's not a defect. ADHD is not a defect. They're starting to think about renaming it because it's not really a disorder. It's just a neurodivergent type of brain that doesn't work like other people's brains. And it's not defective. It's like on high speed, actually, sometimes. It can be exhausting. Of course, I can be exhausting, but I get that. It's fine. Anyway, I just wanted you to come here today and hear that if you're having a hard time fitting in, perhaps you need to start looking at what it means to belong. And I hope and pray you find your people. I feel like my people have found me and I have found my people. And I have room for other people and room in my heart for you. So thank you for coming. If you like what you hear, don't forget to subscribe and, ring the bell for notifications. Notifications. Yeah. Ring the bell. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope that your journey is full of love and full of gentle living. See you next time.